The state is also possibly linked to the outbreak. That's still under investigation. The Department of Health says there are a couple of things that you can do to keep your family safe. Be sure you wash produce before you eat it, cook foods to the correct temperature, avoid cross-contamination, and be sure to wash your hands with soap and water before handling food. Now, coming up tonight on Valley News Live, we'll tell you what restaurants right here in Fargo are doing to keep you from getting sick. Fergus Falls police are calling it a freak bike accident. This morning, the department posted this picture to their Facebook page. This is 11-year-old Mikey Schmidt. He's recovering at Sanford Children's Hospital here in Fargo after he flipped over his handlebars on his bike, which is what his mouth got caught on his way to the ground. Mikey has now been transferred to the ICU because the skin from his face and throat have been ripped away from the bone, causing him to have severe headaches, so bad that in some cases he can't even stand up. And while we don't know what caused Mikey's accident, we are seeing many more bikes on the road among traffic, making it a good time to get a refresher course on bicycle safety. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has tips for drivers to watch out for bikers and vice versa.
I bike to work every day, so.
Ron Bailey's just passing through Fargo, but on this beautiful day, the Washington native can't help but rent a downtown bike.
I think downtown is great. They have bike lanes and it seems like everybody's pretty respectful.
Maybe so, but bike store manager Tom Smith says with the warmer weather coming late this year, the roads are filled with bicyclists these days.
There's a lot of pent-up demand to get out there and pedal.
So to make sure motorized machines and foot-powered pedals ride together in harmony, Smith says everyone should remember the rules of the road.
All of the vehicular laws also apply to bikes. I don't think cyclists are doing themselves any favors when they pass a line of stopped cars just to blow through a stop sign.
He says bikers should be prepared.
Are the brakes working? Are your tires properly inflated?
And don't forget your helmet.
There is not a rule that we've written as a city law or anything like that, but certainly there are rules of physics.
Here in downtown Fargo, cyclists aren't allowed to bike on sidewalks. Smith says it's safer that way.
Because motorists, as they're crossing those sidewalks at intersections, they're maybe not watching for a higher speed cyclist to be going through there.
Smith says bikers can make it easier on drivers by making themselves visible.
Get some lights on your bike. It really does make a difference.
And drivers can also help bikers out by looking for them at stop signs.
Motorists turning right are usually looking to the left to find that opening to get into, and that creates a dangerous situation for cyclists.
Bottom line, whether driver or cyclist, everyone should share the road. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
Next week is National Bike to School Day, and you may see kids pedaling out on the roads, so you're urged to keep these tips in mind then as well. Another beautiful day, but like last night, some rain chances in the region. Hutch, some areas could sure use the moisture.
Indeed, it is certainly dry across the valley. A sunny day and temperatures very warm as well. A quick look at the satellite and radar shows swiftly moving clouds and showers pushing into northeast South Dakota as we head into the evening. So our chance of showers is rapidly exiting for the evening hours. Here's a look at temperatures. 80s in the Southern Valley, both Aberdeen and Fargo in the low 80s, a lot of 70s across western Minnesota. And that wind, hold on to your hat, in the Cheyenne River Valley, 41-mile-per-hour gusts there, nearly as strong here in the FM area. This evening, the wind tapers off as we approach the sunset hour. We'll see temperatures slipping eventually back into the 60s late tonight, but by and large, pretty nice, minus the fact that we'll have a little bit of wind, 60s for most of the evening in Grand Forks. Andrea, coming up, we'll have details on what you can expect for that big weekend ahead in a moment.
Okay, thanks, Hutch. Crews responded to a house fire this afternoon at 201 9th Street South in Moorhead. When the fire department got to the home, they say they could see smoke coming from the back porch. The house has significant flame damage to the entryway and light smoke damage throughout the rest of the house. The fire is currently under investigation. And it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Michael Ty is wanted for failure to register as a sex offender. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him.
The fact that I can't help my daughter anymore, but I can keep her memory alive and I can keep fighting for those that are still in pain.
The mother of Astra Volk and grandmother to the 3 kids who were shot and killed yesterday in Grand Forks is speaking out. She says her daughter had a lifelong struggle with mental illness, and she believes financial stress pushed her over the edge. Hear what she has to say about the deadly tragedy coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. A man shot by Bismarck police after reportedly attacking an officer has been found not guilty. The Bismarck Tribune reports that a judge has accepted the plea of Donald Miller based on a mental health evaluation at the state hospital. Miller faced charges of robbery and simple assault on a police officer. Authorities say Officer Justin Antonovich was responding to a call outside a motel last October when Miller attacked him, punching him and gouging his eyes before the officer shot him. Miller recovered and the officer was cleared of any wrongdoing. 9 sex offenders in the Valley have been arrested after a compliance check earlier this week. The purpose of the operation was to confirm sex offender registration within Cass County. During the 3-day period, 212 compliance checks were completed, 183 in Fargo, 22 in West Fargo, and 7 in Cass County. 9 sex offenders and 1 non-sex offender were arrested for various warrants, including for failing to register and probation violations. As our warm weather continues, many people will be headed to pools and lakes. Valley Today's Christy Larson talks with the YMCA about water safety before the swim season starts.
I'm in the pool with the aquatics coordinator, Max Oman, and I want to first talk about the importance of life jackets when it comes to whether kids are in the pool or maybe out at the lakes.
Sure. Life jackets just really help kiddos who are unsure of where to be in the pool. So we always want to look for one that fits nice and snug, and we also want it to be Coast Guard approved.
Now, if we do see someone who's having a little bit of a struggle in the water, what do you suggest that we do?
Well, the big thing is to get more help, but we never want to jump in after the person ourselves. We want to reach something out, like a towel or a noodle, or throw something that floats, like a life jacket or a kickboard.
And let's talk about having our kids in the water. You guys do something really great on Saturdays to make sure that they are assessed before they take a swim lesson.
Yeah, we offer swimming level assessments free for the community, 12 to 12:30. It's a great way to kind of see what level your kid's at. We talk about putting our face under, floating on our back when we get too tired, and learning those initial swimming skills.
And let's see some of the skills. If you do have kids that are struggling, what are some of those things you tell them to do to try to help keep them safe in the water?
Sure. I mean, like practicing putting our face under is always a big one first. Just getting comfortable that water ends up near our nose, mouth, and eyes. The other big ones we can always practice are floating on our backs when we get too tired. Just a great way to take a break and kind of catch our breath to do more.
And again, we all need to keep an eye on our kids when we're out in the water. You said it's so important parents are paying attention to their kiddos. And two, if you have them in their water, you're not paying attention to them, it only takes 3 minutes for an incident to happen.
3 to 5 minutes, a kid can go from not so okay all the way to becoming a potential drowning victim. So parents and lifeguards watching those kids constantly is really helpful.
And again, it's the swim lessons that could be key to helping keep these kids safe, whether you're out at the lakes or maybe in a pool this summer.
To get your kids signed up for swim school or to learn more about Water Safety Day, just go to valleynewslive.com and click on our hot button for links. Star Wars fans from across North Dakota were at Alchemist Tattoo Shop today in Bismarck saying, "May the 4th be with you." Today is Star Wars Day, and fans were invited to get one-of-a-kind tattoos. Artists created new patterns for the day and will only use each design once.
The best part is just seeing the fact that people are as excited as we are, and that makes me really happy because we're all just kind of getting together for the exact same reason. It's kind of like like-minded people, basically, so it's kind of nice to be around your own peers.
People were lining up at the door by 6 a.m. to claim their new tattoo. Students in the Davies and South High School families and Consumer Science Culinary Academy are in the midst of an exciting part of their baking unit. The students faced off today to see who could create the best cupcake in a contest patterned after the hit show Cupcake Wars. A total of 65 FACS students competed in teams of 3 or 4 students. The teams were required to use 2 secret ingredients in their cupcake recipe. They had their choice of strawberry, rhubarb, or lemon. They baked their cupcakes during a trial run in class on Thursday. Up next, decorating and plating them for the judges.
Something like this, definitely you don't realize it, but it teaches you more than something she'll teach us on a PowerPoint. We want to win, of course, but I mean, it's fun just to do it.
The judges rated the final cupcakes on taste, appearance, secret ingredients, and theme. Who is more likely